in terms of all of these lessons you've learnt through your time in the Navy and with the Sea Eagles, you're now starting to pour all of this into your work, Sport Life Mentor. And which when I look at that and I read your username on Instagram, Sport Life Mentor, it does make sense though, because a lot of what you talk about relates to the concept of managing people or personal development and growth in life. And through sport, a lot of it's based around performance and those key defining markers we're talking about, with a lot of those means of measuring performance through different fitness tests. And you're also now looking at working on mentorship in a variety of different diverse industries. So can you talk to the listeners a little bit more about how that, sport, but also how you're helping manage people in their life too? Because, and as you say, a lot about what you talk about is addressing issues away from the actual field. A lot of the time with rugby league athletes, a lot of what limits their performance on the field happens away from the paddock.
Yeah. Look, I'll try and keep it short because it's such a deep thing, but I'll try and keep it short. With athletes, it's really simple. I work around a mentoring coaching process because I know what it takes to get there. So as an athlete, if you stand in front of me, I know exactly if you're going to tell me, regardless of what sport, what level you want to go to, I'm the kind of person you're going to have to come across. At some stage, you will meet me in your journey. It just won't look like me, but the demands that are put on you, the accountability, the requirements, and the discipline will be the same as what I know. So I can already sit you down and say, this is where you're going to go, mate. This is what you have to be. This is where you have to go. Do you have that? Let's have a look. And we unpack all of that, A lot of things around athletes is, as I say in my bio, a lot of the things holding them back or interfering with training got nothing to do with training. They're outside of training. But through some little coping strategies and exercises and behaviors, you can get on top of that and then always bring your best to training. So as an athlete, that's what I give to them, how to get through those years, how to prepare, and then how to turn up every day. So I can literally tell you that, because 9 out of 10, you're going to be standing in front of somebody like me. And if you make it to the top, you definitely will be standing in front of someone like me. And then on the other side, what I do is I go into corporations and different organizations, and I literally can demonstrate to them things that have happened with athletes, issues around athletes, things that have held them up to get forward, things that have helped them get forward. And they're sitting there listening to this thinking, that's me. It's exactly the same. I don't, I say one thing and don't do another. I admit it. I tell myself lies, and I don't know why. I wouldn't hang around with people who tell lies. Why the hell am I telling myself lies? And I'm not doing that. And I keep making grand plans, but the plan's so big I don't even start it. And that's, and I don't get feedback, and I just assume everyone's thinking one thing, and I start behaving like that, and then suddenly I'm on the back foot and I'm getting behind. And it works the other way. Yeah. Now I was wondering, so that's why I grabbed that. That's why I can handle that, because I plan that. I do that. Yeah. So recovery over there would also work for me, because it's about mental and relaxing. Decluttering is the same as decluttering here. Saving energy, recovery processes, having energy going home for the athlete so that they can be human beings at home and help, because they've got the energy to do so instead of just being spent and deflated. That's exactly the same in corporate. I should be doing that, getting recovery and thinking about being energized when I get home. It's not the end of the day. So all these little things, they combine. And then I go into mindset and how you apply yourself. So the relationship between any form of organization, business, from any tier right up to ownership, and the relationship between athletes coming in as juniors, working through their tiers to get to NRL or elite, all those human elements, all those variables of life, they're the same. They're the same all the way through. So I've been really fortunate to have good success with people entrusting me with their staff and building that. Building that as part of my sort of corporate work.
So you identify, you evolve successful and proven strategies that you've obviously developed throughout
Used with the athletes and coaches, yeah.
to practice self and situational awareness. So can
Yeah.
you maybe just provide some simple examples of some teachings that you offer in terms of how, whether they be a real estate agent, a teacher, whatever it be,
Yeah.
how they can apply that in their own practice, their own field?
Yeah. Look, self-awareness is the biggest one. Human beings are reciprocal. And a lot of people honestly don't take the time, right? If they're not natural communicators, or they've never worked on it or thought about it, they don't realize they've got no idea how they come across. And that's that self-awareness about how you engage someone, listen to someone, appear to someone. Those are big connectors. And people in business, if you some people will say, oh, everyone just keeps dumping stuff on me. Well, there's something about you that's allowing them to do that. One of the first things that I teach a lot of my guys is, if there's anything happening to you in a place or an environment that you love, then you deserve it, because that's what you're putting out. If there's anything happening to you in your environment or in your life that you don't like, you're giving it permission and you're encouraging it. We need to pull that apart and have a look at it. There are no victims here. There's a reason. There's a reason for everything. So the self-awareness is where we look at how you present yourself, your mindfulness, how you act, how you act away from the limelight, and all about you, how you communicate and how you receive communications and how you reciprocate. And then on the situational is, who are you when you're somewhere else? Who are you when you're in environments? Do you know everything about your environment? Can you read the environment? Because that's going to dictate particular behaviors and how they, how you respond to different things. Do you know, can you even read the situations that you're going into? Because it doesn't take long for people to get a feeling whether you're someone that they want to bring in, or someone they want to hold off, or someone that they're not going to let in at all. So even though we talk about situational awareness in as something you usually learned a lot in combative circumstances, but at the end of the day, it's about you, self-awareness, where you are in the moment with other people, and portraying yourself, what they're seeing and what you're giving. And situational is, who are you when you're there? What is that space? What is that place? What is your purpose? And what is the outcome of what you're doing there? And are your behaviors leading you to get that or control a situation? Those are the types of things. I think behind me you can see one of the big ones is conflict that we deal, that I go into. And that's probably one of the more popular ones that I'm doing with a lot of organizations now is the conflict cycle. So they understand, what is conflict? Why does it happen? And now how can I de-escalate, control, recover, and move forward from it? So, and all of them from sport, all of them from experience. Some of it's military, some of it my brother, who's also a professional in that field. We work together on that in that space. So, I don't use that one at the college yet, but that'll be coming.
I think that interaction you have with Ben Kennedy is a really good example of just being aware, like you were talking about,
100%.
understanding what you want out of your playing cohort, and being able to make the right decision, read the room, read Ben, and understand what you want out of your players, and be able to go, right?
Yeah.
You go home.
What is the outcome? What is the positive outcome we want? And even Johnny Novak uses a beautiful one that I love, which is the help or hinder. The next thing I'm going to do, is it going to help or is it going to hinder?
Yeah.